in the West with massive playoff implications. Oh, yeah. Nuggets and Spurs.
No Wemby.
No, a lot of people, but
a lot of guys
pick it up in the first. Joker just another one who's doing ridiculous things.
Doing what Joker does. He had to play his 20-minute limit.
Only played in the first half at 23 points and 8 rebounds.
That's a great game for most people. He had that at half.
Baseline. Crazy. All right, so we go to the third quarter. And here we go. Other guy starts again to rotate. Julian Strawther. Nice three. He had 25 points on the night.
Did he call glass? Oh, I don't know. Nah, I'm not believing it.
All right, we go to the fourth. Little turnover here from
David Roddy. Ooh. Okay.
Bruce Brown.
Bruce Brown with the finish? I know you still do that.
Nuggets win 128 to 118. So here's how the West bracket shakes out, with the Nuggets taking the 3 seed with that win. That sets up a potential West semi-showdown between Denver and San Antonio. The Spurs could have avoided that with a win on Sunday. That would have sent the Nuggets to the OKC side of the bracket as the 4 seed. Denny, does that potential path change your outlook for the Spurs this post?
No, and I don't think they want it any other way either. If I know anything about Mitch Johnson and what he's learned from Pop, we don't run from smoke. They don't care about who they match up with. And if you want to be the best team, you have to beat the best. And if they have to go through Denver, so be it. And I think that for them, they're thinking that this is the best matchup or the best pathway to prepare us for the next round. You know, you play, we don't know who the 7th seed is going to be, but playing Denver in the second round is going to prepare you for an Oklahoma City Thunder type of team, which then will prepare you for whoever comes out the East. So why would they, I don't think they want it any differently.
You know, down in H-Town, Texas, in 409, Beaumont, Texas, we had this saying, bar none, fade all.
Okay.
They bar none, fade all.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the Spurs. They looking for all the smoke. They run into the chimney. And when I think about Mitch Johnson, I call him an evil genius. Yeah, he walk up and down that sideline, and he may have, like, you know, that nonchalant face, but he really about that action. And when you think about their leader in Wemby, Wemby wants all the tough stuff. He wants to go through the best of the best. He wants to be great. In order to be great, you got to beat greats. Everybody want an easy path. Winning the championship is hard. If that was the case, every single person, former player that played the game would have a ring. But when you think about what they've done, and I know Denver, if they match up, I know obviously if they match up in the semifinals, which we all believe that they will, we definitely don't want to overlook anyone. But the one thing the Spurs has done a great job, that 60-win season, meaning that they got home court advantage all the way up to the conference finals, which is going to help the others because we know role players play better at home.
Absolutely.
DG had 20 points at the crib, 2 points on the road, so he knows.
Exactly the crib is the crib. It's nice and warm at the crib.
You gotta bring up all of
And you both played in the Western Conference, so you both know once you get to the second and third round, you're not ducking any smoke. And so I think when you think about people in Denver, there was also a thought like, listen, if we have to play Oklahoma City, if we end up being either, you know, because it was jockeying going on between 3 and 6, if they ended up potentially the 4 seed, they would have played Oklahoma City in the second round. It's like, listen, we know we're going to have to get through Oklahoma City anyway. Might as well get it done now. Now it's all in reverse now. And San Antonio, Denver is an epic second round series.
I can't
potentially.
Wait. How lucky are we? All right, let's take it to the Eastern Conference. The 5 through 8 seeds were all in question Sunday. The Raptors won and Hawks lost, both in blowouts. So a lot was riding on the Magic Celtics game. Okay, listen.
A lot of position switching.
My Raptors
did not see Atlanta dropping that far down.
The bottom of the East felt the impact of the Celtics-Magic's game with the order of 5 and 6 and 7 and 8, both determined by this one. Here's a look at how the seeding would play out with a Magic win or loss. Boston resting their top 8 rotation players. Oh, Mark Jones doing his last ESPN broadcast.
Shout out to Mark Jones.
All right, first quarter. Here's Bane.
Yeah, Dez.
Desmond, yes. Not expecting to play much this one. Just, you know, checking through.
First 6 minutes or so.
He got it. Okay. We go to the third.
Shireman. Rainbows.
And here's Mark Jones on the call.
Wow! Hotter than fish grease!
Iconic. All right, so the Magic would find themselves trailing the shorthanded Celtics in the fourth. So they're like, you know what, Bane? Why don't you go back in there?
Let's see if we can try to get this one.
Just jump back in. He only played 6 minutes in the first quarter. Doesn't matter. Right back in. Tried to rally.
Tie it up.
Okay, not mimicking Shireman. That's correct.
Whatever you can do, I can do better. Not enough.
Not enough, though.
Okay, Garza. Luka Garza. Oh, boy, college player of the year, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
Also, let's never forget about Suggs, who has actually been balling. Magic dropped this one. The Celtics take it 113 to 108. Perk, what did this game tell you about Boston?
Not me. What did it tell the world?
Everybody, right.
That they're the favorites to win the Eastern Conference. And this is why. When you know the household names for the Boston Celtics, but I think with this game being on national television, people got to know the others and guards and how deep this roster is and how well coached this team is. And when you talk about culture, that was a prime example of culture last night.
Yeah.
That was a prime example of we play our style of basketball on both ends of the floor. Yes, we have a system in place. That's the Joe Mazzulla system that we've never seen before. We go get up a lot of tray balls. But defensively, we go get on your ass like back pockets. No matter who's on the floor, you're held to a certain level defensively that you got to go out there and at least attempt. And that's what we saw. We just saw Celtic pride at its finest.
I mean, yeah, we're not shocked by what the Celtics have done all year long. I think this is more about Orlando, and this game kind of wraps up and sums up their season.
Yeah, you
A
said
disappointment.
You just put this on, Perk, but I don't know. It's a little ode to the Celtics, maybe?
I might be a little biased to that.
That's what I thought. You know, MJ, that's
You
exactly what I thought when I got in.
did,
I'm like, that's Celtics colors.
You
right
did.
there.
All right, before we go, we have one more shout-out to Mark Jones, who wrapped up 36 years with ESPN.
Look at young
He goes
Mark.
all the way back to the OG version of NBA Today. What? Before we go, take a listen to the moment between Mark and Doris Burke during yesterday's game.
The OGs, you know, Mark Jones, the pillars of the sport, the stars of the next generation, the revolutionaries, and the absolute giants. And for all of us, your colleagues, and there have been many, even the great Hubie Brown, Mark Jones, what we knew night by night was that your passion and your love for the NBA would shine through. And I thank you and I love you as a colleague.
Doris, please have a full face of makeup. But yeah, I mean, he's an icon, a legend. He is the moment. Truly, truly, what a career. And set the bar for all of us.
Absolutely. And those emotions that we just saw from DB, that wasn't emotions from just a co-worker type emotions. Those were, this guy is a great guy outside of the studio. Yeah, this is family. And when you talk about bars, I think I'll be having some punchlines, but I definitely ain't got this man right here.
No, it's a different. He's so smooth with it, too. Nights in NBA history. Both of you guys, Perk and Danny, played it that night. Danny with the Spurs, Perk with the Pelicans. Perk, do you remember getting in front of a TV after that game to watch?
Yeah, I do remember, and I just remember him getting bucket after bucket after bucket. And you know, certain games that you watch from wherever you at the time, you just feel the energy in the arena through the television. That was one of them ones. And I remember that whole farewell tour. I remember when Kobe came to New Orleans, and I got a chance to talk with him for about 15 minutes. He took pictures with me and my family, and he was just like, big fella, I'm tired, bro. It's it. I said, you ain't giving us one more year? He like, man, I'm done. And I just, but to go out in this fashion, in great fashion like that, is iconic.
Yeah, it was unbelievable. I remember we were playing, we had a game, but after we're seeing like, oh, he's got like 40 or something like that at this point. I'm like, damn, okay. I think it's more impressive that he also got the attempts, because it's hard to get up those attempts.
Right.
And they're like, he's at 50. I'm like, was he really going to go for 60? Because Shaq challenged him before the game. You won't get 60. And he ended up getting 60. And I was like, damn, you know, he made it happen. And it was electric. And then be able to win the game and then close it out was a very iconic moment.
So, MJ, I was in Portsmouth, Virginia.
It was a youngin'.
I was in a restaurant called Rogers Brown. I was covering the Portsmouth Invitational Tournament, and I was sitting there with a bunch of NBA personnel, scouts and assistant GMs and few GMs and a ton of personnel. Hundreds of personnel was in Portsmouth, scouts it every year, and everyone was just shocked, amazed, like stunned that Kobe Bryant could put up 60 points in his final NBA game. He got him up, but he got it in.
I was a sports anchor in San Diego, so I was in a newsroom watching this play by play, 100% locked in. My entire newscast that night, or sportscast that night, Only Mamba.
Yeah.
That was it.
Going
What else would it
crazy.
be? All right, let's take a look at some of the season's stars. SGA became the third player to score at least 20 points in every game of a season, joining Wilt and Elgin Baylor. SGA's record 20-point streak now stands at 140 games.
God bless America.
Nikola Jokic became the first player in NBA history to lead the league in both rebounds and assists per game in the same season. He joins Westbrook as the only players with back-to-back triple-double seasons. Ridiculous. Meantime, Victor Wembanyama is the first player to put up 25 points, 10 rebounds, and 3 blocks per game in a season since Shaquille O'Neal in 1999-2000. Shaq won the only MVP of his career that season.
Wow.
And Luka Doncic became the first Laker since Kobe in 2006-07 to win the scoring title. He also joins Wilt, MJ, and Elgin Baylor as the only players with 3 career seasons averaging 32 points per game. All right, guys, so the 65-game rule has been a point of contention between the players and the league this season. Nikola Jokic just hit that threshold last night. Shams, what do you know about the players really lobbying for the league for an expectation to the rule?
Yeah, MJ, so Luka Doncic, his representatives at WME Basketball, and then Cade Cunningham and his representatives at XL Sports, they have all met up with the NBPA over the last few days, and they have filed in the process of filing yesterday and today a formal challenge to the NBA for that 65 games. And so it's under the extraordinary circumstances challenge. Luka Doncic, of course, missed 2 games over a 2-3 day span due to the birth of his daughter in Slovenia. And so that is an extraordinary circumstance that his camp is filing to petition for. Cade Cunningham, we know about the collapsed lung that he suffered that left him just 1 game shy potentially of this 65 game to allow him to be a first-team All-NBA member and part of the MVP vote. So these are all processes that will take place, I think, over the next 24, 48 hours. The voting is supposed to be before the playoffs start, so we'll see just how soon the league gets to this.
Would have to be a quick turnaround for these exceptions. All right, here's a look at some of the players who are ineligible for awards by failing to play those 65 games. That includes the All-NBA teams. Among them, 2 of the league's top 3 scorers in Luka and Ant, as well as previously top 5 MVP candidate in Cade Cunningham. All right, guys. We want to do some predictions here. And you guys are in lockstep with these awards.
Yeah,
so
we honestly, great minds think alike.
Usually when you see this, you think it's a big list coming. But actually, DG, my boy, so we sharing this today.
I love that.
MJ, you could be part of this. Go ahead. Hey, we still bringing the energy.
We still bringing energy?
Hell yeah.
You know about this, MJ?
No, please.
All right, I'm going to start it off, but you got to follow suit. And if you don't follow suit, you won't be welcome back to the show. Perk rules.
Yeah, to this segment.
Okay, thank you.
For MVP, we're going to throw it up there. Bam!
Oh, come on.
SGA. I mean, Wemby has a great case.
Yeah, that's
Jokic has a great case. We won't probably see anybody else lead the league in assists and rebounds. But this was the #1 overall team in the league. And he led the charge night in, night out. And he had J-Dub out. He's had Hartenstein out. He has had Caruso out. A lot of his counterparts have not played a majority of the season. And for him to do that and also break Wilt Chamberlain records, I got to give him the nod and put him over the top of the edge.
And listen, I stamped that. He's getting my vote. You talk about a guy that's joining Michael Jeffrey Jordan again. 4 straight seasons of averaging 30, shooting over 50% from the field. That man is dangerous. Coming in at number 4. Bam! Put it up there. Yeah,
unanimous right here.
He should have won it last year, but because he was out, dealing with injuries. But the Defensive Player of the Year award, what he's doing right now, averaging over 3 blocks, having one of the best defensive teams in the league. This dude is just a specialist. This is who I got penciled in for my Defensive Player of the Year.
Easy go. MJ, you go. Give me some energy, MJ.
Ready?
Yeah.
Bam!
There we go. I'm a con guy. I mean, I'm not either one, Cooper Flag or Con, because they are Dookies. But out of the 2, I'm going to say Con. He's just been super efficient. He's played 12 more games than Cooper Flag. 50, 40, 90 games. He's got 21 of them. And he's also impacted winning. I know this is not an award that to do to winning, but I'm giving him the edge because he's also kind of helped turn this franchise around. And this kid is going to be a future star in the making.
He's getting my stamp, too. #1 in the league and made 3-pointers this year. I mean, turned that whole culture, that organization around. Bam! Put it up there, Coach of the Year.
There you go.
Evil genius.
Money Mitch.
Yeah. Nobody thought he was supposed to be here. Now, it's a lot of coaches that are deserving when you think about Joe Mazzulla, J.B. Bickerstaff. The list goes on. But Mitch Johnson got this team 60 wins, filling the seat of Greg Popovich, following those footsteps. He's getting my vote. Come on, give me some.
We got a little different
right
one on this one. So
we
my
do.
most improved, I'm going to throw over here. Bam! This is Perks. This is yours.
Jalen Johnson.
Jalen Johnson.
That's mine. Jalen Johnson. Trade Trae Young, and all of a sudden you take that leap, man. Second in the league behind Jokic for most triple-doubles. And the one thing I love about this young man is that the growth. For him to be able to go get his and make guys around him better, not only is he getting my vote, but you had another guy that's in the conversation for most improved on your team.
And that's who I had. I had Nickeil Alexander-Walker.
No.
We can't put him up there. Bam! But, you know, his name should be up there. There he is. Just doubling his production from last year to this year. This is a kid that has an unbelievable story. Minnesota's dearly missing him, and he has been a key to probably help them beat the Knicks in this next series. We'll see what's going to happen.
The 26th regular season is in the books, and the playoff bracket is set. We get our first look at the first-round matchups that will decide this year's champ, and it came down to the wire last night. Welcome in, everybody. MJ Acosta-Ruiz here with senior insider Shams Charania and a couple of NBA champions, casual, Danny Green and Kendrick Perkins. Hey, Perk, does it feel like playoff season is here today?
Oh, it feels like the season just got started.
Hey,
for me and DG, these are the moments. We wasn't regular season players. I mean, we was ones that was looking forward to the postseason, damn it. It's time.
He said it starts today, and if you don't know, now you know. All right, let's get to the games that really swung the standings. And here is how the West top 6 looked entering play on Sunday, with only the 3 and 4 seeds to be determined between the Nuggets and the Lakers. So, yes, the Lakers hosting the Jazz. LeBron James keeping the Lakers afloat with Luka and Austin Reeves out first quarter here.
Straight
Come
to
on,
business.
please.
Leading the league in transition points. 41 years old.
That's crazy. You know we came into the league together, right? He's still doing it. I just started my second chapter of my life.
Like, what are we talking about? Look at this. He did sit out the second half, as he should, but the Lakers still convincingly win 131 to 107. So that set up the Rockets-Lakers in round 1. This is the third playoff series in the last 50 years to have the top 2 active players in career points face off. That includes LeBron Melo 6 years ago and Jordan Maloney in the 98 finals. Danny, you were right across the street from here. Didn't you go very
I actually was
far.
at the game, yeah.
You were calling the game.
Yeah.
Our boy was working. Okay, what does this series against Houston really mean for the Lakers?
I mean, if I'm the Lakers and the Lakers fan, this is the matchup that I want. I think this is the series that they can kind of extend to try to get those other 2 guys back. If they can get to game 6 or 7, Austin Reeves or Luka might have an opportunity to heal a little bit faster because Houston, to me, is very up and down, inconsistent. And if you throw some traps at them, it can slow the game down and give them 1 or 2 wins. And with LeBron James, what he's done as of late, he's been nothing short of unbelievable. Luke Kennard has come alive. He's shown that he can be a triple-double threat, getting 16 rebounds, getting double-digit assists, also knocking down threes. So, yeah, this group together has been playing well, even without those 2 guys. Marcus Smart is back now. DeAndre Ayton was up for business last night. Like, they're showing as a collective they're able to at least get you 1 or 2 wins.
And, DG, all eyes, of course, will be on the health of Luka Doncic and Austin Reeves. I'm told that Luka Doncic is traveling back to the United States from Spain later this week and rejoining the Lakers on Friday. But over the last week in Spain, the majority of that time, he's been getting treatment on that hamstring. He's had multiple injections as well to see, can he promote healing? Can he quicken the timeline of his return? It is a grade 2 hamstring strain. And on the other side, Austin Reeves, grade 2 oblique strain. Initially, in early April, his timeline was 4 to 6 weeks. That would put him out at minimum the first week of May. And so both of these guys going into the playoffs, there's an expectation that they will be sidelined for an indefinite period of time. Just how soon? They're both obviously trying to get back ASAP.
Well, believe it or not, I actually had an oblique strain.
Okay.
I know y'all probably
you was fit.
Believe it or not. All right, that's the first thing. Second thing is this, right? at this point, the Lakers are playing with house money. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. This is all about the Rockets. This is all about Kevin Durant. This is a legacy moment for KD. Like, we got to think about this for a second. Disaster in Brooklyn, a disaster in Phoenix. All of a sudden, the Rockets make a trade. They trade Jalen Green and Dillon Brooks, who had the #2 seed last year. And all of a sudden, you get this matchup, which is favorable for the Rockets, although they don't have home court advantage. KD, you better not let a 41-year-old LeBron James-led team beat you in this series. Damn it, Max better get 2 games.
Yeah.
Real talk. This is more about Kevin Durant and why he was brought to Houston. The only person that they're missing is Steven Adams. Other than that, you have Şengün, who is one of the best bigs in the game. Armin Thompson is available.
Van Vliet, too.
Van Vliet was out.
Van Vliet is out, but still in all, when you look on paper and the way that the Rockets been playing over the last, 2 or 3 weeks, damn it, I ain't trying to hear nothing.
Absolutely.
KD, all eyes are on you.
Yeah, I mean, all those teams, I think, were praying to play against the Lakers because they're so shorthanded. The Rockets better be thinking the basketball guys, because if they were healthy, this would be a totally different type of series.
Yeah. Meantime, whatever Luka got in Spain, can I have some? I'm sitting here with a Pilates injury. What? No. All right, the game will tip off our NBA playoff coverage. The Rockets and Lakers will face off on ABC and the ESPN app this Saturday, 8:30 Eastern, 5:30 Pacific. All right, the other game tips off tomorrow. 8 teams enter, 4 teams leave, including the Charlotte Hornets, looking to snap the longest active playoff drought in the NBA. Rookie Concanippal led the NBA in threes made this season. His teammate LaMelo was second. Only Steph and Clay have done that before. Perk, do the Hornets have too much firepower for the Heat tomorrow?
Hell yeah, it's going to be buzzing in Buzz City. Listen, not only do they got LaMelo and Concanippal, but Brandon Miller, Grant Williams. They got culture over there. That building is going to be rocking. I got them getting the victory and going on to the postseason.
In the West, the 7 versus 8 matchup on Tuesday will feature the Blazers and at Suns for the right to play the Spurs. Danny, give me the one player who will decide this game.
I think there's more than one. When you look at Phoenix, I got to go with Dillon Brooks. He's been the X factor. He's finally getting back healthy. He's the one that sets the tone. He gives them that edge. And on the Portland side, we know the guys are going to show up like Denny Avdia, but the guys like Toumani Camara, Drew Holiday, they need those guys to chip in. So it's really going to come down to those X factors to see who decides this game.
The other 7-8 matchup is on Wednesday between the Magic and the Sixers. Shams, what can you tell us about Joel Embiid's recovery from appendicitis surgery?
MJ, the Sixers are preparing to be without Joel Embiid for the play-in tournament that starts on Wednesday. There will be a potential game on Friday if they lose on Wednesday. And so he's not expected to play during the play-in tournament. There's an expectation, obviously his status is doubtful starting into the playoffs. My understanding is he's in the very early stages of his recovery process from appendicitis. So he has to recover first. Then there will be a separate physical part of the rehab as well.
Yeah, the Clippers beat the Warriors without Kawhi on Sunday. They'll run it back for the play-in for the 9-10 matchup in the West. Steve Kerr says Steph will still be on a minutes limit in that game. Danny, does that surprise you?
Yes, this sounds crazy. This is the playoffs. What are we doing
What are
here?
we doing?
We can't have Steph on minute restriction. They also have Porzingis and Al Horford on minute restriction. You have to have all hands on deck, especially with the Clippers, who is not going to sit Kawhi Leonard again. You got Darius Garland playing at a high level, Benedict Mathurin playing at a high level. These teams are coming to play, and you need your guys ready and willing to play full 48 minutes if they need to.
So from the play-in to on the way out, Doc Rivers is out as the head coach of the Milwaukee Bucks. The team announced on Monday. The Bucks went 97-103 during Rivers' 3 seasons in Milwaukee, with 2 first-round playoff exits and missing the postseason and play-in tournament this year. Milwaukee will now embark on their 3rd head coaching search in 3 years. Shams, what's next for Doc and for the Bucks?
So Doc Rivers will be paid out on his 8-figure salary for next season. That was the last year of his deal. And then the sides are still discussing whether he's going to stay on an advisory capacity. And injuries, no doubt, doomed Doc Rivers' tenure there, from Damian Lillard, Giannis in 2024 and 2025. Then Giannis only played 36 games. But a dozen current team sources tell me that there was season-long tension and disconnect between the players there and Doc Rivers. And now they're going to be on their 4th new head coach in the last 3 years. Mike Budenholzer, Adrian Griffin, Doc Rivers, and now a new hire. So this just starts a summer of change in Milwaukee. We also know the Giannis Antetokounmpo conversations will start to pick up as well.
No question. Perk, how would you describe the Doc era in Milwaukee?
I would rather talk about Doc overall. Doc about to get a jacket, a Hall of Fame jacket. I can't help it that the players in the locker room were soft. Doc is 6th all-time in wins in NBA history, 4th in the postseason. You could talk about, look at the list. I mean, people lie, numbers don't. And when it comes to Doc Rivers, my relationship with him is a brotherhood. And Danny, you know this, when it comes to him, when you win a championship with somebody, it's to the casket closed and the gates of heaven open, man. That's how much I'm a ride with Doc Rivers. So again, I know what he done when I played for him for 7.5 years. I know what kind of coach he was. I know what kind of motivator he was. And things have changed. You know, when you talk about coaching in this era of the NBA, we watched Greg Popovich. He had to change. He had to adjust. We watched Rick Carlisle. He had to change. He had to adjust. And let's just call a spade. A heart is a heart. These players are soft now. Like if you don't have the
mental capacity.
Yeah, man, it's just different. So again, Doc Rivers, Hall of Famer, enjoy that part of it. Like I feel like him and the Bucks, the front office are still in a great place. Because if not, Shams just reported they still discussing some type of role in the organization.
Right. Yeah, tough all for Doc, but he is a great coach. This was a tough stint due to the situation. He said coming in, like, it wouldn't give this job to anybody. But, you know, he's a great coach for good reason. But this is a bad end for, I think, all parties, honestly.
Totally. And, Shams, you alluded to this. The Giannis conversation's picking up. He hasn't played since March 15th, but spoke to reporters on Sunday. When asked if he's played his last game in a Bucks uniform, Giannis said, quote, "That's a very good question. I don't know. It's not up to me. We'll see." Went on to say, "I didn't think we were going to be in this position last year, so I don't know what position we're going to be next year. If everything goes well, hopefully the Bucks want me here. Why not? But if they don't, okay." Danny, what's your first reaction?
This is absurd. I mean, at this point, I think he's trolling us. I think he likes to mess
100%.
with the media. I think he likes to mess with the organization, you know, whoever's in the lock. I don't know, but he's just bored maybe. But we know he has more control over than what he says. He has more idea of what's going on and what he wants to do. And when you're a star player, which you should have that type of leverage and power, you have a lot of say-so on what happens. So you just need to come out and say it.
Charles, let me ask you a question. So Doc and the Bucks parted ways, but they still might have a role for Doc. So that it got me speculating because Doc is not going to waste his time, right? He's not going to waste his time on the rebuild.
Yeah.
To me, this is showing all signs that Giannis is going to be moved this offseason and going in a different direction.
Yeah, I mean, behind the scenes, everyone's been very clear. Like, Giannis, his camp, the Bucks have known since last May that he felt like it was time to part ways, that it was time to move on, that the time had come. And the Bucks, we saw at the deadline, they engaged in conversations with multiple teams. They negotiated with multiple teams. And so that's where we were in February. So now when we look into the offseason, I think everyone in the NBA understand where everything is going, where everything is at now with these two sides. And I think coming to the May draft combine, that's where a lot of these conversations will start to pick up. He wants to compete for a championship. Doc Rivers was quoted the other day saying this team doesn't have the players to do so. So that tells you everything you need to know.
Yep.
All right, starting with Angel Reese, who is living the dream, heading to Atlanta after being traded for 2 future first-round picks by Chicago. Reese spent her first 2 seasons with the Sky. And we all love a good homecoming. Nneka Onwumike is heading back to the Sparks, where she played 12 seasons, including winning the title and MVP in 2016. And after leading the Mercury to last season's finals, it's Santu Sabali, who is heading east to join the Liberty and her college teammate, Sabrina Ionescu. The Liberty, by the way, are favorites to win it all. That is according to DraftKings. Look at that. Incredible stuff. Can't wait to see that combination. All right, last year's co-defensive players of the year, Alana Smith, she is heading to the Wings. She's getting a 3-year max deal and enjoys 2025 Rookie of the Year, Paige Beckers, in Dallas. Hey, and Paige seems really happy about it.
She want her daddy change. She want her daddy change. She want it bad. She's giving a girl. I can't believe this is my life. Smiling through it all. We was in the trenches.
Well played, Paige. All right, so look who we have joining me now. Malika Andrews in New York ahead of tonight's draft. And if Paige is that happy already, wait until they add the #1 pick tonight, Malika.
Yeah, absolutely, MJ. That cannonball is actually how I reacted when I heard that you would be filling in hosting the show. That's how we should all be reacting with the WNBA season well underway. But we appreciate it. We're out here on the orange carpet. My girls Shanae Agumake, Monica McNutt are here as well. Currently, we're dressed to go to 3 different events, but in a couple hours we're gonna get on the same page. MJ was just talking about how excited that Paige and the entire Dallas Wings organization really should be, because they are deliberating as we speak. Maybe they've made their decisions already as to who the #1 pick should be here. And this year it's a conversation, whereas in years past, there's really been a set #1 pick coming into this day. There's really 3 candidates, ladies. So let's start maybe with the guards. And Shanae, even as a big, I'm going to say, who are you looking at here?
Honestly, Dallas could potentially take the People's Princess. We all love and appreciate AZ Fudd because she is a tremendous 3-point shooter. She is the best 3-point shooter in this draft. And I know Dallas has options, but she honestly is a very safe choice because the best thing that can translate to the next level is someone that can knock it down, that can space the floor, truly a floor spacer. And I do think that an underrated aspect of AZ Fudd's game is her ability in the pick and roll. UConn was one of the best offenses this year and the last 3 or 4 years under AZ Fudd. And her ability to make those advanced reads, have that basketball IQ, but most importantly, knock down the long ball, to me, separates her in this class.
And we've seen her and Paige prove the combination of how lethal they can be on the floor, of course, at UConn. But if they were going to go for a big, Awa Pham TM has gotten a lot of attention, and Monty, you love her. Why?
I am obsessed with this young woman, partly because she is so young. She's just 19, and she's got tremendous upside, guys. She's got excellent size, and earlier today I was having a conversation. I'm a bit ahead of myself, Shanae, I know, but I likened her potential to that of an Elena Deladon. When you think of her size, her passing ability, she's already comfortable taking the 3-point shot. Does she have room to improve? Yes, but let me reiterate, she's only 19. All of these things that are already a part of her foundation are only going to get better, and I personally, watching her play overseas, that free-flowing style of play, the space that you play with overseas, it translates well to the W.
The interesting caveat, because we went through an unprecedented short free agency, the Dallas Wings extremely short, okay, but it's all good. The Dallas Wings already signed 2 bigs that are near 7 figures, I think reported to be 7 figures. So you wonder, do they feel good about their front court, or do they feel like that can buy them time to develop a 19-year-old that is sensational out of Spain?
Do they need to add a little bit even more security there, or are they looking at these veterans and saying, this is what we needed to shore up our front court? On our mock draft on ESPN right now, coming into this week. Well, hello, we got friends joining us in the background here.
Speaking of,
we're feeling good. Who says
friend.
#1?
Hey, can you tell us?
#1.
Can you tell us?
Do we got any insight here? Who's #1?
Oh, wait, okay.
Oh my gosh, we're finding out right now.
Okay, got it.
Okay, so now we know, and we were chatting about. So wink if we're correct in this. Olivia Miles was mocked #1 here for the Dallas Wings. Why would she make sense as a fit?
I'm gonna make sure the drama happens when the commissioner says a name. Okay, I won't reveal, but overall, if you think about it, the #1 pick, it can go multiple ways. But I do believe the dark horse has been Olivia Miles because she's that type of player that elevates everyone else on the floor. She is the best passer in this draft, and I feel like best passer is an understatement. The way we liken her is to a Chelsea Gray, that someone that has the gifts, ability to win, but more importantly, the person that can throw those no-look passes, very Magic Johnson as
energizing.
Yes, energizing, and just really transform the game with her momentum through her gift of passing. Now, also underrated aspect for Olivia Miles is that she's worked on that step-back shot. She became the top dog at TCU. Prior was at Notre Dame, and this is where she could show off that she can lead a team. So it might be fascinating to see the dark horse because you mentioned the mock drafts. It started off with AZ. Then it went to Aha, then it's Olivia, and I think today it went back to AZ.
It did go back to AZ today, and I will add, because Olivia Miles joined our colleagues way early this morning, Randy Scott and Ryan, those guys, she actually said that she thought AZ was the best fit at #1 for Dallas, which I was very surprised to hear.
I'm not surprised. She's unselfish. Of course she's going to pass the rock to someone else.
And I think she's thinking the basketball of it all, because I will add, to me, I'm not sold that I want Olivia Miles, Arike Ogunbowale, and Paige Beckers. That is an embarrassment of riches at the point guard spot, but is it enough space as well?
Absolutely. And this is why this is such a conversation coming into this all exciting day, because you have the best passer, the best shooter, and the best big all vying to be potentially that #1 pick. This is going to be exciting. We couldn't be more excited to be here. And MJ, for now, we're sending it back to you.
Girls are crushing it. DraftKings Sportsbook actually has AZ Fudd as the heavy favorite to be picked